Hello everyone, welcome you all in this video lecture. So in this video, we are going to discuss about food web. So at first, let's understand the term ecosystem. So the term ecosystem was first proposed by A.G. Tansley in 1935. And now if we split the word ecosystem, it means ecological system, which are type of open systems comprising all the organisms in a particular place that have interconnections with each other and also with their physical environment. So in this system, the energy and the matter are transferred in and out, and ecosystem could be of any size, having boundaries either real or theoretical. So the ecosystem is made up of two components, which are biotic components and abiotic components respectively. The biotic components comprises of living organisms, which are plants and animals, and the abiotic components have non-living things or the physical factors which affect the living organisms of this biotic ecosystem, which are temperature and humidity. Now let's discuss about food web. So the concept of food web was first introduced by Charles Alton in his book Animal Ecology in 1927. So basically, food web is a graphical presentation of interactions between organisms which are involved in the transportation of energy. Simply, it is a diagrammatic representation of feeding relationships between organisms in an ecosystem. A food web consists of many food chains. We know that food chains are linear sequences of which show the transfer of energy and feeding relationships between organisms. So basically, a food web is the connecting link between many food chains of a particular ecosystem, and it indicates the transfer of energy in an ecosystem and the connectance between various food chains. Now, with help of this graphical presentation, we can see an example of food web. Here we can see a producer indicated as green plant and herbivores like mouse, rabbit and goat who feed upon these producers. And then a food chain where the goat is further eaten by jackal and this jackal is eaten by lion. And the lion also eats the wild cat which is feed upon rabbit. And these arrows are indicating the transfer of energy from one level to another level. So here we can see the interconnecting food chains which resembles like a web, or this is called food web. Now let's understand the trophic levels of any food web. So basically, a trophic level refers to the organism's position in the food chain or the ecological pyramid. So in simple words, it is a group of organisms which are on the same level in a food chain. So there are 5 main trophic levels which are named as primary producers, considered as first trophic level, primary consumers, which are second trophic level, then secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, and apex predators, which are considered as third trophic level, fourth trophic level, and in fifth trophic level respectively. So now let's understand about all the trophic levels in detail. So in the bottom of the pyramid or in first trophic level, we can see the primary producers or the autotrophic organisms. So here they have photosynthetic organisms like trees. They have ability to convert the inorganic molecules into organic molecules to make their nutrition or to make their food. And because they have the ability to perform photosynthesis, they are known as autotrophs. After that, in second trophic level, we can see the primary consumers, which are herbivores. So these herbivores feed on the primary producers and get energy from these primary producers. There are several examples of primary consumers like rabbit, deer, beavers, some insects, and many more. Now the third trophic level, it consists of secondary consumers. These secondary consumers are either carnivores or either omnivores. They consist of organisms and they feed on primary consumers. like bears and cats. Here we can see the diagram of food chain showing primary producers, prime consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, and then quaternary consumers, which are also called as apex predators. Now let's come to the another level, which is tertiary consumers or fourth trophic level. So in the fourth trophic level, they are also carnivores and termed as top carnivores because they feed on the carnivores of secondary consumers, and they can also be omnivores. The example are owl. And on the fifth trophic level, which is the top level of food chain, there are apex predators. These apex predators do not have any natural predator, and they will die with any other natural phenomenon. The examples are lion and tiger. Now in this diagram we can see the pyramid showing all the trophic levels and movement of energy from one trophic level to another trophic level. Here we can see in the bottom we have primary producers, which are plants and grasses, and then the primary consumers, which are herbivores, then secondary consumers, which are snakes or other organisms which are omnivores or carnivores and who feed upon the herbivores, and then in the tertiary consumers we have top carnivores. And here we can see the decomposers who decompose all the dead organic materials from all these trophic levels, and these arrows indicates the transfer of energy from particular energy level to the another energy level or another trophic level. Now, on the basis of graphical representations made by different scientists to show the relationship between organisms of particular food webs, the food web are of different types. There are connectance food web, interaction food webs, energy flow food webs, fossil food webs, and functional food webs. So in the case of connectance food web, the use of arrows show the feeding behavior and the strength of the consumption of one species is not depicted by another. But in the case of interaction food web, the arrows can be wider, bolder, or darker to show the strength of consumption, and here the consumption of one species is depicted by another. Now in the third type, which is energy flow, it shows the energy flux between organisms of ecosystem. So fossil food webs are the fourth type of food webs. Here we can see there are many plants or animal species which are extincted now, but the food web can be relative with any of these plants. So in this type of food webs, the scientists try to make the relationship between these food and plant species with the help of fossil fuel or evidences of these fossil plants and animals. Now the fifth type consists of functional food webs, where it depicts the relationship between organisms by showing the influence of particular population in growth rate of other populations of environment. Now let's understand the energy flow in a food web. So basically we know that energy flow from different trophic level in food webs, and this energy flow will always unidirectional. So we can describe the energy flow in any ecosystem with the help of 10% energy rule, and according to this rule, only total 10% of the total proportion of energy will be transferred to the another trophic level. So in this video, we have learned and discussed about the food webs, different types of food webs, the trophic level of food webs, and how the energy transferred from the particular level of food web into the another level. Thank you.